Good morning. Hello, everybody. Hi, it's Becky from Power Tools with Thread. You're in our Stitchuation room, and this is Wednesday. It's a Monday through Friday virtual stitching retreat where you follow me along on my sewing journey, and I hope I can inspire you to put something under the needle. Got my coffee ready to go. Great to see all my peeps here in the morning. It is so nice to see you guys. Y'all are just in here going, good morning. Hi, here's the weather. Here's what's going on. Allison, how's that wonderful little sweet baby, grandbaby girl of yours? If you're catching it on replay, thank you so much for joining me. This is always a lot of fun. A lot of people will, you got to go to work, that 4-letter word, and they will pop this on at home in their sewing room and just have some stitchy chatter going on in the background. So this is always a lot of fun. Good morning to all you guys. Yeah, it's nice to see you. I'm looking down at the chat right there. Frito can hear me talking and she wants her biscuit. So let's see what's going on here. Let me aim this down a little bit. She's hiding again. Come here, baby girl. You gonna show off your new door? You gonna show off your door? Well, come here. Come over here. They can't see you when you're that far away over there. Yeah, I know. We got one more over here. These are your day biscuits. You're such a good girl. Sweet baby. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So, you're a good girl. Y'all. Yesterday, I took her with me to the dollar store. Well, first we went to the feed store because I had to get some seed for my chickens. And while we were there, she goes in with me on the leash. And she's walking around with me and everything. And then all of a sudden I'm walking and I can't pull her. And she's got her nose in the bins of the rawhides, right? So I picked up a little pig's ear for her and we went over and checked out. And then we went to the park. We had to walk around the park. And then we went to the dollar store because I needed to get the foam board to make her little doghouse back here. I'm going to show you that in a second. And I put the windows down in the car. It's really comfortable here. It's like in the 70s. It was fine. And so I put the windows down in the car and put her pig's ear in the back because I've got what do they call those things? Some kind of mat back there, right? I can't remember the name of the brand of the mat. Anyway, it's really early. So put her back there with her little pig's ear and to get the pig's ear and come with me into the Dollar Tree. Well, you can't do that. They don't let you. So she left her pig's ear in the back. She didn't touch it. And she sat in the driver's seat looking out the window, waiting for me to come out. She's such a good girl. She was like, I'm not interested in the pig's ear. Where's mama? So it was great. She's a wonderful little girl. All right. So the dog door. Now, so this is a 2-car garage formerly. And when we moved into this house almost 20 years ago, there was a little doggy door for a little guy, right? In that. And that leads into the main part of the house. So when we installed several years ago, we installed this larger door so that Harley and Blue, my larger dogs, could get in and out of here because this, especially when it was my sewing studio. Well, because otherwise, they sit at the door and they knock and you got to stop what you're doing and go let them in. And I'm not about that. So I'm all about dog doors. Well, anyway, so it's been here and I've always wanted to dress it up so it's not an eyesore like it is. And I had mentioned that last summer, and Marilyn from KK's Quilt Studio, I said I would love to come up with some kind of doghouse to put around. And I just had this thing in my head that was really, really difficult. Well, Marilyn sent me a zip file that had a PDF in it. And all it was an idea for a drawing of an outline of a house, doghouse. It had a hydrant and a little bone. So cute. And of course, it had her name across the top of it. And she had made that up, I don't know, in Designers. I don't know what program she used. So we went back and forth a little bit. I finally decided on a design. And yesterday it occurred to me, just get the foam board and just cut the board to fit the hole, the sides of the hole, right? Let me move out of the way here and let you guys see. And then it doesn't have to be really involved at all. So I'll explain to you what I did here. Let me zoom in so you can see it. Okay, back out just a little bit. Sorry for the long arm in the way. All right, so the foam board, I cut so it was tall enough on both sides. So these are two, of course, two separate. I had something in my head to go up, over, and down. I don't know why. So it's just a piece here and a piece here. And then this piece is the third piece of it. And the fourth piece of it is the little grass on the bottom. And I think the grass on the bottom really ties the whole thing in. So the grass on the bottom is 1.5 inches tall. No, it's taller than that. It's a 2-inch strip. And then I don't know what size those pieces are on the edge, but they are 1.5 inches in. It might be 1.5 inches on the grass. 1.5 inches in from either side of the roof. The letters are out of the Scan and Cut. That's a font that's inside the Scan and Cut. And then the fire hydrant, what I did was I went out onto Google Images and found a fire hydrant. I'll show you. It's this one right here. And I didn't use everything inside of it. I just used the 2 inner circles and this piece right here and the outline of the whole thing. Okay. So that's what this is. And I sized it up in Brother Canvas to 11.5. And those are the 3 pieces that I ironed on there. And then the bone down there at the bottom is the same thing. I found a bone on Google Images and Heat and Bond Light, cut it out, to cut out fabric on the Scan and Cut, and it just worked out perfect. So it was really easy to do. It just took me an afternoon. I love it. It really dresses up the door. Now I need to put something up above it that's cute, right? So I'm so glad that's done. So glad that's done. It just really looked, and so I had wanted to do it and it's always kind of been in the queue. But the real reason why I finally got the motivation to get it done is because when I do Takeover Tuesdays for Sewing Machines Plus on the first Tuesday of every month, the camera is here. We're looking at what I'm doing on the long arm, and that ugly eyesore was in the back. And I was like, I got to do something about that. So you will now see. You need a sky scene, sun and clouds, Julianne. That's a fantastic idea. What a great idea. I'll have to look for a quilt pattern or something I can hang on there. Yeah. So thank you all so much for your comments on the door. I'm really happy with it. And it makes my heart happy every time I look at it. The bone might be a little small to scale, but she's a little girl. So what are you looking for over there, Frito? She's nosing around under my desk. I probably dropped some Skinny Pop or something under there last night. Put a tree above for shade. Billy Lou says, that's a great idea. Yeah, that's a great idea, just to have a whole little scene there. I wish I could paint, but I can't, right? So I'll have to think about that. Yeah. So I'm really, y'all, all I did, I just wrapped fabric around the foam board with a Elmer's glue stick. That's it. And then I used double-sided mounting tape and put it on the door after it was all done. So that was it. And when you go to pull it off, if it pulls off the paint, so be it. I don't care. All it is a sanding block and another coat of paint. Big deal, right? So a squirrel for every time I squirrel, Vicky. That'd be cute. Little squirrel sitting on top. That'd be cute. So anyway, I'm glad that project is over. So that's pretty much what I did most of yesterday, except I did go ahead and finish that third star block for the quilted snowman. So that got done as well. I'm glad that, so those are finished. That's pretty cool. So, yeah, I did go to the Dollar Tree. Frida, what are you doing? She's over there. The computer's going boop, boop. She touched a USB. So, okay. Got that done. Oh, and do I look like a plumber? I feel like a plumber. So the new dishwasher came yesterday, and my husband got a new knee last June, and he can't get down on his hands and knees anymore. Well, they pull the old one out. The guys are not going to install it. He says, "I'll install it." Yeah, okay. Save the money, right? So we go to pull it out, and it has a plug that it has it doesn't have a wall socket back there. It has a cord that connected with those twisty caps up and underneath the dishwasher for electricity. So Keith did install a plug. So he went and got a box out of the garage. He has all that stuff, y'all. He became an electrician. He got his electrician skills. He's not an electrician. He got his electrician skills from those old time life books. Remember those? So he'll go out there and look at the pages and go, okay, I know what I'm doing. Pops off the power here in the room and then goes in there, and he just connected that wire to a little blue box, and there's room for it up underneath there. Well, then we got to disconnect the old one and reconnect the new one under the sink. And so he says, come here, I need some help. So I'm laying under there with a crescent wrench, you guys, disconnecting this thing. I got the water line off, and then we couldn't get the outflow water out of the hole. The hole wasn't small enough for the collar to go through there. So cut that in half and got the old one out. And the new one, same diameter of the collar to go through the wall so it goes from the dishwasher hole into under the sink. I know this is a quilting channel. It is, I promise. It really is. So, you're looking for a new dishwasher, Maria? I got a Maytag. I'm pretty happy with it. I don't like the ones that have the silverware in the door. I'm not a fan of that. My daughter-in-law has one. It was in the house when they bought it. I'm not a fan of that. I like them anyway, that's neither here nor there. So, but there's Black Friday sale. So now is the time, right? Now is the time. So that was cool. Anyway, so, I told him, I said that hole to go from the where the dishwasher goes to under the sink is not big enough, and it needs to be bigger. So he goes and gets the Dremel drill that has a thing, and I'm under there with this bit going, yeah, digging it out. Finally got it big enough. And then I had to connect that and do all this, and I got it. I ran my dishwasher last night. I told him, how do I know how tight to turn this thing? And he goes, make sure it doesn't leak. So, yeah, so that's cool. I got my little plumber skills in yesterday. And what did we save? A couple $100 having them install it? Pretty cool. I know. It was a lot of fun. I got it done. I felt pretty proud of myself. Oh, let me show you the panel. Okay. I did put a link below in the description box for the Steampunk Stitchery. This is that Desiree's Designs. And I want to show you, this is nice and dry now. So yesterday it got a dousing first with just water. I've turned my table so you guys can see. A dousing first with just water, and then a second dousing of Mary Ellen's Best Press combined with water, 50-50. I'm really, really happy with how this turned out. Very, very pleased. So yesterday, there were a lot of comments because I cut and then blocked. And people were saying, why don't you block and then cut? And don't you know, I thought a lot about that yesterday. Why did I block and then cut? So this is made out of natural fibers, right? Cotton. And cotton's a living thing. And you know how you'll have muscle memory? Like if you have a bone out of place and you go to the chiropractor, they'll say you need to get a massage so that the muscles that are tight don't pull that bone back out of place again. Whatever. Muscles, you'll have muscle memory. Well, those fibers have memory. And that's one of the reasons you can do the cross grain torque. You know, you can pull it and try to get it straightened out. That works to a point, but it has memory. And and those fibers are going to want to go back to the way they came from the manufacturer. And the less fibers that you have on the outside of your panel, the less strength that memory has to pull back into its wrong shape. I hope that makes sense. So if you trim your panel down small enough, you don't have this big bunch out here that's wrong, that is resisting your efforts. You only have a little bit out here to deal with. That makes so much sense to me, but I had to really process that last night and try to get that into some kind, and then equate it to something like muscle memory that I could relay. And it worked fine. This worked out just beautiful. Connie says that makes sense. Thank you. Okay. So the less fiber that you have to deal with on the outside of the panel, the better result you will have when it finally dries, because it doesn't have so much extra out here, remembering the way it used to be, to fight, to go back to the way it wanted to go. So I'm very, very happy with this. It's got tiny bit of wonky right up here, which is where my problem area was. I might have to shave off a little tiny bit up here, but I have salvaged that little filigree that was up here at the top. So what does my shirt say? It says, "Blessed are the quilters, for they shall be called peacemakers." Yay. So today, going on the theme of the pattern, I'm not making the entire pattern. Okay, this is the Gilded Age. I'm not making the entire pattern. I'm only going to make, of course, the inner panel, the red inner, I think, and the white outer, this white border in here. And then I want to use, I think, the birds versus the spools. The spools are too busy for my tastes. This looks like a floral, but they're spools. So what do you guys think? Okay. I know, Dee Dee, I love the flow in my room better too. Well, the whole point was to have something that you guys, I could do this. I could be here. I can just turn the camera, and now I'm at the ironing board. I can turn the camera. I'm back at the machine. It just is working out a lot better. Birds. Okay. We got lots of birds. They're way cute. Okay. That's what I'm thinking. I got to show you guys this other piece of this. Where did it go? If I can find it. I don't know where it went. Oh, there it is. It's behind. When I go sit down behind my sewing machine, I'll show you the other ones. Okay, so the birds are, where did I get the fabric? Connie, I have a link below. If you'd use that, it jumps you over to Etsy, and you can get it from whatever sellers you can find it. It's hard to find all together in one quilt shop anymore, but there are a lot of quilt shops that sell on Etsy too, so you can pick it up. So I won't be doing these outer spools and panels. I'm not going to do that, because I don't need something that large. Okay. You like my barn door? My husband made that for me. That's interesting. 70 Caroline. Birds on top and bottom and spools on the sides. That's an idea. We'll have to see about that. So today what I want to do is I need to cut out the red in this stripe, but it's really kind of an orange. But I want to have a black 1/4 inch, tiny little 1/4 inch on the side here. So I've got that in this. Okay, so you got to think about what I'm gonna cut. Let me move this. This worked out so good. I'm so happy with this. Okay. I've got lots of that stripe. What do I have here? 3 yards? Yeah. Okay. The other option, no. Okay, so what I'm going to salvage out of this border stripe, got to think about this, is this and this. I want the black edge to show, so I need to cut on the outside of the pink, purple, whatever color that is, so that this shows with this. I want the red and the black to show. And so this is going to be my 1/4 inch right here on this side and the 1/4 inch right there on that side. And that leaves me enough of my birds. I've got seam allowance out here on the outside for my birds. So whenever you're cutting border stripes, you've got to think about seam allowance, because it's really easy to forget about that. And then you're like, oh, great, what now? That's not what I wanted. So I need to get this pressed. We're going on a road trip. There we go. So I just need to get this pressed. This is going to replace She Who Sews, which is right up above there. Okay. Now when I press, you guys, this is just me. You can do what you want. I'll just smooth it out. And I never swish my iron. I just don't. I try to iron with the grain of the fabric crossways or long ways, but you don't see this, okay? And you especially don't want to do that with stripes, because they will get all kind of wavy on you. That's why I have a scorch right there, because I just set that when I do this. That's why. And I'm just trying to get the larger creases out of this. And I do not use steam, because steam will warp the fibers, and I don't want to warp the fibers. And it doesn't matter if it's a border stripe or I'm just doing fat quarters and getting ready to do some piecing. I just make sure that I just gently use the hot, and this is a really hot iron. This is a Sapporo 527 gravity fed iron. Surprisingly, it's not that expensive. It's crazy ugly, but it works really well. I've had this iron now for 10 years, easy 10 years. I either got this at the Houston Festival in 14 or 15. I can't remember. I got it from the French European guy there. I need to refill my little bottle. I can't see what you guys are doing. I'm not looking at the words here. Let me see here. Yeah, and the Sapporo, see that pink thing? That has a flamingo. That's a flamingo leg. And up under here is the bottle for it. And it's got distilled water in it. I don't use the minerals, but it has distilled water in it. And it works great. I just use that little cover to hide. That's a panel, that flamingo. And that hides that ugly water bottle. And it's on a IV pole. I've got all that in my Amazon store. But this iron gets super, super hot. Okay. I'm so glad I have you guys with me in the morning. I would never get this done. I'd never get it done. This makes me so happy. Okay. That's pretty good. Get that last end there. Okay. I'm not going to do the other side. This is fine. All right, so how much do I need? I don't know. I don't know. The length of the panel times 2 and the width of the panel times 2. And I don't know how big it is. Let's find out. Okay. This is, what size is this? This is 22, so 44 inches there. And 40 inches here, so 80. 44 and 80, 124 inches worth of red stripe. Okay. Does that work, y'all? I think so. 124 inches of red stripe. I have, how much do I have? How much do I have? I said it was 1.5 yards. I don't know. Let me see. Am I putting in separate corners? I'm not planning on it. I'm just going to do border, 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 you know, easy stuff. Just going to add borders with no separate corners. No desire. So that's too much like work. Okay. Okay. So we have 49 twice. 50 twice is 100 minus 2. So I have 98 inches here. So I need, 1.5 or so. And that will give me plenty to sew these up. Because I'll do I shouldn't need to do a diagonal seam on them. Shouldn't. Ooh. That sun coming in. Okay. No, what's the matter? No, Sue. Allow extra for corners. Yeah. I'm just going to sew a border on each side and then a border top and bottom of the red. And then a border on each side and top and bottom of the white with the pins. And same goes for the birds. That's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to make any fancy corners. Is that what you guys were asking? So I'm not doing any miters. I'm not getting that fancy. Look, this is what it is here. I did not straighten this out at all. That's all I'm doing right there. Okay. I'm just going to leave it like that. It's the exact same thing. Inner border, second border, third border. That was it. I got too much going on. I need to add in the width of the borders. Oh, I will. Yeah, I will. Okay, it's all right. I'm just talking for this one. Just this one. I'll add in the width of the borders when it comes time to cut the second one. Right? It's fine. I'll have plenty. Don't worry about it. I got plenty. My math is terrible. All right. It'll be all right, you guys. I'm not just going to cut these. So here's the deal. I'm not just going to cut them to size and put them on. I'm going to have big old long strips and I'm just going to sew till I run out of panel and then trim it. And then do the other side and trim it. And that'll work. It's okay. It's all right, you guys. Y'all get all wound up. It's okay. It's okay. I need a ruler. Woo, that sun is coming in. Another beautiful day here in South Texas. I think I want this ruler. Okay, so I think I want that black border. Is that what I want? What's the 1/4 inch on that one? That's a weird size. Let me see here. 1/4 inch on this one. Okay. So I'm going to cut it right here on this pink. And that's going to give me enough room also on the end. Oh, y'all can't see that. Okay. So I'm cutting it right here. The pink is my seam allowance. Okay. And then I'll have that black stripe next to the panel. And then that black stripe is seam allowance. So that ought to work. Ought to. Let me turn this a little bit so I don't have my back to you. I love my great big cutting table, y'all. Oh, love it. Oh, okay. So let's talk about the cruises. Jamie gave me a call yesterday and straightened me out. Apparently, I am teaching on Snapplique class on both cruises, Sew and Sail, the Spectacular at Sea, which is like Sew and Sail 17, and Sew and Sail 18. So you guys don't need to switch your flights and all of that around or call Jamie in a panic, okay? So I am teaching on both. I didn't get that correct there. So got that straight. Another thing, the reason the 15% off code didn't work on Yazzie bags is because it's not 15, it's 10. And it says that in the description box below the video, but some of my vendors give 15 and some give 10. So I just have to, and I forget which is which, so I apologize. You can get 10% off using my code. And Yazzie told me that people have been doing it. Also, if you ordered that original green bag for the Easy Stacks, if you will send them an email, and their contact information is on their website, then she will refund your money, no problem. And the bag that does work is that 14-inch block bag, and I've linked that below the video too. I think that was all the PSAs I had to get out this morning. So yeah, Jamie was like, you need to tell them. I said, I will, I promise. Sorry, y'all. I swear I thought I was doing lecture demo on the first one, but we'll do a class. It's all good. And you guys are asking, what do you need? You need to have your computer, and you might want to bring your favorite notions. That's always handy. Do not try to get a rotary cutter through customs or through security at port. They will confiscate it from you. This is pulling. That's no good. Check that in your check bag, you guys. All of your little scissors and all that stuff, you need to check it, okay? Just like at the airport. They will take, we saw them do that on the last cruise. I need my weights here. Okay. Oh. So on your computer, you need to have installed, if you're going to take my class, you need to have installed either Embrilliance, Stitch Artist 2 or 3, and Essentials. And then, or you can have BES, any version of BES, or simply Applique. And the reason that is because those are the software that I know how to use. So I can teach it in my limited capacity, okay? All right, so there's one row of the birds. I wasn't planning on cutting them out, but see how easy that was. I'll have to trim that up when it gets time to sew them. And now the other piece here, the other end of this. So I'm going to cut two strips of the orange stripe. It'll look really good. And then you also need to have, oh, good, Karen. You started the Merry Christmas quilt. Nice. What if you have dime and you know it well? Barbara, you can use PEP, Okay, I just don't know how to do snap applique using PEP. So figure out, if you know it pretty well, figure out how to import vector graphics and then convert those vector graphics into applique. That's what I'm doing. And you can do it in all kinds of software. You can do it in Floriani. You can do, you know what? This is annoying. This is going to be seam allowance. I need my glasses. This whole thing was, I need my glasses. Sorry, guys. Don't mean to walk in front of y'all. This is taking me forever. Okay. So when you attach the sides, it'll make the top and bottom wider. Yeah, I know. That's okay, Kelly. That's fine. I'm going to do that. I'm just not measuring it. I'm just going to sew it. That's it. Excuse me. I'm going to freehand this. So much easier than using the ruler. Because I'm not going to be using an exact 1/4 inch on this. Okay, I'm going to be stitching just inside of this color stripe so that I don't get black in the seam allowance. Nope, too far. It's easier to freehand for me than it is to use the ruler. Much quicker. So also, okay, so you also need to have Brother Canvas on your, you need the downloaded version of Brother Canvas. And if you can Google Brother Canvas download version and it'll come up and then you can download it from the Brother website. And you've got to have that. And then you need to log into it, watch some videos on YouTube on how to use the downloaded version of Brother Canvas. So you got a clue. And then you need to log into that at least 5 days prior to when we depart, because it has a thing that if you don't log in with X number, I think it's a week, then you can't log into it. We ran into that problem in El Campo. And if you don't have internet, then it's hard. And the ship's internet is questionable at best. Okay. So that all has to be done. It's not fair to other people to sit around and try to help everybody with their computer while we're wasting class time. Okay. So that's really important that you get that done. Okay, and I have videos on how to install Embrilliance. And Embrilliance is on sale now, 10% off through November 24th. I have a code below and a link. So there is my stripe. That's the first stripe. All right, so the way the pink is the seam allowance. This black is going to go next to the panel. And then this black is the other seam allowance. That's how that's going to work. And I need another one. Okay. All righty. But yeah, if you have other software, PEP, Floriani, Vernia, any of those, I just don't know how to use them, so I cannot show you how to do that. But if you have any of those and you want to take some time to figure out how to import vector graphics and then how to convert those vector graphics into machine embroidery designs, because they all that high-end software does that. PE Design does it. They all do it. Okay, this is working good. I'm getting bored with this already, y'all. Ooh, I'm going to sit down and do something else. So that's the idea of what I'm doing here. Okay. You should start packing for the cruise. It's not, Bonnie, it's not until May. Oh, that's funny. Okay. We're going to have a good time. We're going to have a real good time. And we're going to do some super cute designs too. Let me get back here. Oh, there we go. Oh, my goodness. I have to turn this laptop around so I can see what you guys are doing. There we go. Okay. Oh, good. Margie, you got a deal on that. That's great. I'm going to bring you down a little bit because you're pretty high away from me here. There we go. Okay. Was I freehand cutting the stripes? Yeah, Anne, I was. I was using the ruler. I used the ruler the first time and it was really slow. So, okay. Does anyone lose fonts in Embrilliance? Connie, that happens all the time. I don't know why. It just does. So let me see if I can download it here. I want to show you guys. I don't know if I can do this or not. No, I don't have this. No, I can't do it on my MacBook. So what I recommend you do, I wonder if I can show you on my other computer. So fonts disappear in Embrilliance. I don't know why. They just do. And if you have a couple hundred of them like I do, what you need to do is to create a folder on your desktop or your laptop, whichever, okay? And have a folder just for your BX fonts. And I call it my master BX font file, okay? So when I download all these fonts, then I take them and that BX and I just pop it into that file. And that's where it sits. If it has a zip file or whatever, it doesn't matter. I just pop it in there. Okay. Thank you, Linda. I appreciate that. So if your fonts disappear in Embrilliance, then all you have to do is open up that font folder, the master file, okay? Control A or Command A on a Mac to select all and drag and drop them back into Embrilliance and you're done. Boom, just like that. And it just takes a couple of seconds. You don't have to do them one at a time, okay? So one step further, my BX font folder, so I have online backup storage automatically in the cloud on my desktop. I don't have it on this one. That's why I can't find it. So what part of Embrilliance do you need? At this point, you have nothing, Brenda. You need Stitch Artist 3 and Essentials, and that will do you, and get Thumbnailer. It's an extra $40. Thumbnailers, Essential, and Stitch Artist 3 will give you everything you need. It's less than $800 for all three of those pieces, and you will be good to go. Okay. So that's my recommendation, because if not, you're going to have Embrilliance envy and you're going to be buying more modules, which you can just get upgrades, which is fine. You can buy the little parts and pieces that you need, but you want to do that while they got those 10% off coupons for sure. Okay. Can you get my shirt? Sarah, I picked this up off an ad off of Facebook. Do I recommend downloading all the other font types like PES? Barbara, that's a great question. Okay. So let's talk about Embrilliance, shall we? So in short, no, I do not recommend doing that. If you're using Embrilliance embroidery software, okay, they came up with a font that is proprietary to Embrilliance called a BX font. That BX font doesn't work in any other type of embroidery software. It only works in Embrilliance. And in Embrilliance, you can go into the little, once you click on the A at the top of the screen, I'll show you. Let me open it up. Okay, now I will share my screen with you guys. let's see if I can find it. That's the app. There we go. And share. Okay. So once you click on this A right up here, okay, and that's create a lettering design, it says. So just click the A and you get default ABC, and this comes up with their block font right here, okay? So you can click on this and you can choose. These are the default fonts that are inside of Embrilliance. I don't have all of my fonts in here. I need to download them from the cloud, and then I can, because this, you can install Embrilliance on as many computers as you like. I haven't installed the fonts on this one on my MacBook yet. Okay. So when you've got this, you can just come right here where it says text, and I'm going to back this out. And I'm just going to type in Becky and hit enter. So what it has done is you made it so that you can type like a word processor, which is great. Okay. So now it even kerned them properly so they're the right distance apart from each other. That's really, really nice. If you install the PES and you want to do that, you know, or any other of the embroidery file formats, you have to drag those letters in one at a time, unless you buy Alpha Tricks from Embrilliance, and then that allows you to use those fonts as well. But anytime you have the opportunity to buy BX fonts, that's what you want to do. I need to probably go out on the web and download the I don't have on my bar here how to do that. So anyway, now Thumbnailer, right? Karen's talking to Ruth about Thumbnailer. It lets you see your designs on your computer, like pictures in your picture folder. It doesn't open embroidery designs. That's not what it does. Thumbnailer is not embroidery software. It is a utility that allows you to see your designs as pictures, which is very handy. Okay. So what's really nice, yeah, you're talking about which embroidery, which module to get. Yes, Juju always has BX fonts. Yes, always does. And now I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, so I call it the Liberty Mutual of embroidery software. You only pay for what you need. All right. Now, Stitch Artist allows you to be a digitizer. And when we do Snapplique, in short, we are digitizing, but not digitizing like a digitizer, because I'm not a digitizer. I only know how to do what I know. Okay. So I really need to go out onto, I would love to be able to show you guys. Let's see my, oh, there's my OneDrive. Hold on. Maybe I can download my fonts folder and show you what I was talking about. That would be very handy if I could do that. Let me click on, let's see, my files. And let me go. So I back up not my, yeah, my entire My Documents folder. And inside of the My Documents folder, I have an embroidery folder. Okay, here we go. Let me do this. I want to show you guys. I'm going to see if I can get this to download. Let me present and share my screen. Okay, here's my files. You're going to look at my personal files on OneDrive. All right, so here are my folders. Now in here, I have an embroidery folder. And when I click on this, there are all of my embroidery stuff. That's all my embroidery files that I have on my desktop. And I file these like a card catalog by subject most of the time. I do have a couple for like Kimberbell or something like that. So I want to get down here. Is it in my fonts? I can't remember. Let's see. I believe it's in my fonts folder. So we're going to go to fonts. I think it's in here. Now, here are all of the fonts. I have some that are PES. I have, let me make sure that you guys can see what I see. Are we looking at, yeah, we're looking at the right ones. Okay, good. All right. So I have mine, I thought I numbered it with a 1, so it would be at the top. Let me go down here. Probably in the M. Whoop. Look at all those designs by Juju BX fonts. That's crazy. Hundreds of these things, you guys. Way too many. There's Itch to Stitch. Designs by Juju, bought them. Master BX, master font folder. Maybe not. It's not there. Okay. Not there. I forget where I put it. I forgot where I put it. Okay. So maybe it's here in the main embroidery file under the M's. Where did I put it? Now I got to find it. I could search everything. Let me type in the word master, see if I can find it that way. BX import master fonts. That's what it is. Okay. So I'm going to just click this. Let me make sure all my BX fonts are in there. Yes. Okay. Let me go back. And so this file right here, I want to download it. And it's going to start a big old download. Okay. There it goes. I just got the pop-up for the download. All right. So now when that downloads onto this computer, I'm going to open up that folder and then just grab them all and drag and drop them onto the screen in Brilliance. And that's going to reload. That's going to load all those fonts. I'm always forgetting what I named a file. I know. I try to be smart about it and think logically, but whatever. But I found it. So that's pretty cool. So for the cruise, will you need to bring your own scan and cut machine? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't know. I got to work with Jamie to find out if they're going to pre-cut the pieces for you or what. I don't know. Or if we're going to pre-cut our own pieces. Can you just do that in Essentials? Do what in Essentials, Tammy? So you cannot do Snapplique in just Essentials. You have to have Stitch Artist 3 in order to do that. You need Stitch Artist 2 just to be able to import vector graphics that's created by the Scan and Cut. You need Stitch Artist 2 for that. You need Stitch Artist 3 to be able to fix broken graphics with just the click of a button. So you wish you could tag designs with multiple tags because then they'd be interchangeable. Tagging is a Apple thing. It's a Mac thing. Yeah. Oh my goodness. So that is going into my downloads. I'm not sure. I'm still working. Let's see, that is still in the works here. It's downloading right now, I think. Nope, it's not ready yet. So let me stop sharing this. Okay. Sorry to keep repeating yourself, digital designs. What you got? Okay. Almost 8 o'clock, you guys. So now that I have my 3 glitter star blocks done, this is for the quilted snowman. I got all 3 of those finished. I'm going to put them into a Ziploc bag. I've got more on the way from Costco. I ran out. Then, oh, Karen, that's very sweet. Tell your husband thank you. Okay, so I've got to stitch some more. The next series of blocks there. Okay. So Ruth says, after you get your sewing room organized, you need to spend serious time organizing your computer files. Yeah, I know that's hard. That is something that you've got to get into a habit of all the time, that when you download a file on your computer, you handle it right then, because that can just get out of hand very, very fast. So when you save a brother pattern to your Scan and Cut, does it stay on the Scan and Cut once you turn it off? Yes, it does. Sure does. Mm-hmm. My deep voice, is that what I have? Okay. So, yeah, I can't listen to squeaky either. I mean, I love it, but oh, Midge, you finished your mittens. Good. You know, but limited doses, right, y'all? Okay. Because people can't help how they speak. That's not, you know, I understand. All righty. So there's my pattern for that dude. I've been moving this around. These easy stacks are the bomb. I love it. So, and this is the 14 by 14 block bag from Yazzie, and it works great. So now I'm ready to start those next set of blocks on this. I'm waiting for that thing to download. I was hoping I could install that and show you quick how to do it. Put all those fonts in there. You wish you could name the scan and cut files. Yeah, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Okay. That's good. Lori makes good use of her time by organizing the files when you're in the RV and you can't use the machine. The problem is, so, I mean, I consider my file organization system like a card catalog from the library from when we were kids. Remember, you had by subject and you had by author and then you had by some code, okay? So I try to file by subject or by author, i.e. designer, right? It's just because I know a Kimberbell design. I know it's at Kimberbell that, or I need a good design if I'm doing, or OESD if I'm doing like those tiling scenes type thing. But yeah, are yours a hot mess, Cassie? So, and then what I'll do is take the file, and you have to create a folder for it to go in first if you don't know where one is already. Is that the bag that was discontinued? No, Sophie's, it's not. She still has these on the website. This is the 14-inch block bag, and it fits these easy stacks for papers. They are on their way to being restocked at Amazon. You can't get it to save to the Canvas site, Michelle. Okay, so then once I get and extract the parts out of that zip file that I want, I just did a video that I put out the other day of how to extract zip files and put files on your Pro Stitcher tablet, but that same process exactly applies to every computer. It's the exact same process. How to download, how to unzip, and then save to wherever you want to save it to. The trick is to give it a home before you save it. So make sure you have a place to put it. So I'm like, if it's a winter design or a Halloween design, then I have a folder for Halloween. Then I can put it in there. And if I want to make subfolders in Halloween, I can. But I know if I'm looking for a Halloween design, I'm going to go right into my Halloween folder, or baby, or fonts, or wherever, right? So if you've got a folder to put it in, then once you download the zip file and you take that, no, my Wanda, that Cricut iron did not start back working. No. Then once you take that zip file, you get out of it what you want, then you can delete the rest of the zip file. You don't need it, right? You don't need it. So I don't even save. When I download a font, if I download something from Juju, like if I get more than just the BX, I'll get rid of all that other stuff. I don't need it. Yeah. It doesn't have free shipping, Barb, but you can use PTWT10 and get 10% off. There's $5. You're welcome. Yeah. Okay. Your file brain works like mine. Yeah. How about that? I have a master's degree as a librarian, believe it or not. I like my stuff organized. I don't think it's Creative Appliques. I don't think so. That has that file application for download. Y'all, there is also, now there's an online monthly thing that you can save all, it's a subscription where you can save all of your design files. It's called Eganizer, EEGANIZER.com, Eganizer. And I've talked to those people and they actually save on an Amazon web cloud. So you could do that if you just, you know, you don't want to deal with it. So, so you can do that. I don't need it because I organize mine on my computer, and then I have that computer backed up to OneDrive for Microsoft. So that way, if the computer dies, I still have my files. All right, so let me double check my downloads. I want to see. I'm new at this thing with the Mac, you guys. Let me go into my downloads right here. Okay, so it did download 16.7 meg. So let's play with this and see if I can't import. I'm going to make myself look silly here because I'm not savvy with I am not savvy with undoing zip files on a Mac. Downloads. And let me share this. Okay. So here it is. And do you guys know how do you, I don't have the mouse with me to know how to right click. You guys would have to tell me how to unzip on a Mac. I just don't. And it did it, I think. Is that, what is all that? Where's my BX folders? See, I don't even know where that is. Huh. Oh, well. We're not going to sit here and watch me poke around on the computer the whole time. Why did I get a Mac versus a PC? Margaret, I needed the processing power on this MacBook to be able to edit videos for you guys. So organize you, Cassie. All right, you guys, this has been fun. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a great day. Tomorrow's Embroidery Thursday. We're going to do some more Kimberbell. What is it? Quilty Little Christmas. We'll get some more of that done. And that way it'll be all finished by the end of November, and then I can put it together and quilt it up. So this will be a lot of fun. All right, you guys have a wonderful day. I love y'all. Give me a thumbs up. Helps the channel a lot. We'll talk to you soon. Go sew something. Bye.